Okay, welcome to the first episode of this series. We just started doing YouTube maybe a month or two ago. We usually just do vlogs. We keep it nice and real. Like, I got my daughter, she's 2 weeks old and she's going to be in this video because I got no one else to watch her, so she's going to be in here. We just like to keep it real and raw, and I wanted to implement some education in our YouTube series. So this is going to be the first one, and the topic is going to be why you're still not losing fat even when you're eating less. Now, this should be relatable for a lot of people in our audience because you either follow us from Instagram or you've seen something pop up on TikTok. Most of our audience are Polynesians that want to be the healthiest they can be, or they just want some sort of education around that. You most likely have tried to lose weight on your own, and it's like, okay, I'm eating less. Why am I not losing weight? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening and a couple of main mistakes that people make, especially when they're first starting off. Oh, there's Shuri there. Yeah, she's coming back so she can watch this baby. So I can film this video for you guys, but all good, no worries, we make do. She's asleep now, so sweet. Okay, so when you think of eating less, most people go towards volume. Now, just because you eat less volume doesn't mean that the calorie intake is also less. For example, you could have like a bowl of strawberries. That'll be roughly 100 calories. I could say, oh, I'm eating less, but my less is like 2 squares or 3 squares of chocolate, which is roughly around the same amount of calories. So yes, I'm eating less volume of food, but the calorie intake is still around the same. So when you're eating less, most likely what's happening is you're still eating high calorie dense foods. This means your choice of foods needs to be better, or you just need some sort of education around nutrition. If that's the case, hit us up. Right, the second reason could be because your body has actually adapted to the food that you're eating. So let's say that your body moves quite a fair bit. You also eat fairly healthy, you eat nice colorful foods, good proteins. Your calorie intake is less than what your maintenance is, and let's say that you've stayed consistent 4 to 6 weeks. That's when your body starts to adapt to the lower calories that you're giving it. In this case, you need to have a maintenance period where you increase your calories, you give your body more calories to reset your metabolism. Now, the other killer is the liquid calories. These are the sugar drinks. Now, sugar drinks have its place. For example, if you have like a Powerade before a training session, these might be good if you know your portion sizes. But if you're having a Powerade just to go and sit on the couch and watch TV, then yeah, there's a time and place. That is not the time or the place. But there's calories inside sugar drinks, and you might not be accounting for them. And so even though your calorie intake is less, if you're not accounting for calories inside your liquids, those scales might not move. And the last thing that could be affecting you losing weight is you might be high stress, poor sleep, and you might have low movement throughout the day. This is outside of the gym. For example, this is really common for us. Me and Shuri, we have a desk job, so we don't really move too much throughout the day. Our movement is mainly just following the kids around or going to the gym. Oh look, here she is here.
Please subscribe and like our channel.
Yeah, this is the first lesson.
What's the lesson about?
Why you're not losing fat even when you're eating less. Where was I? Yeah, we have to implement steps throughout the day. So I go for runs, Shuri goes for walks with the pram because you can't run yet because you just had a baby. But yeah, movement throughout the day is important. If you have a physical job, usually you're taken care of. Your daily steps is high. So that's something else that you need to keep in mind. All right, so what's the fix? The first one is to track what you actually eat. Try and track it for 3 days, and then you can gauge the food that you're eating from there. If it's high calorie dense small foods, maybe we need to go towards higher volume for less calories. If we've been 100% consistent with our movement as well as our nutrition for around 4 to 6 weeks and the scales are still not moving, then we might need a refeed, a maintenance week. Then after that, you would go into a calorie deficit phase number 2 on your new weight. The next thing that you'd want to do is increase your steps if you're not moving enough. Ideally, you want to get around like 7,000 to 10,000 steps. If you really like food, then your step count needs to compensate for that. For example, I like to eat quite a lot of food, but at the same time, I'm trying to lose fat. So in saying that, I need to compensate, so I run quite a high amount of Ks. Something costs something, so you always have to make sure that you're willing to make that sacrifice in order to enjoy the things that you enjoy. And lastly, try and make sure that you're not cutting food. Food is actually good. Your body needs food if it's the right food that your body needs. A good rule of thumb is try and keep foods as natural as possible. If God made it, then it's good for you. If man made it, then it's trying to kill you. So try and eat more of the right food, and if you do like to eat more food, increase your movement. You'd rather have somebody that moves a lot and eats a lot of really high quality foods than somebody that's trying to lose weight and they don't really move that much and they just eat the smallest amount of food and it's usually lower quality stuff. All right, so that's going to be it for this first lesson. I hope you guys learned something. I'm going to be doing this once a week. This is the first of the series. Next week, I'm going to be breaking down another important thing that people struggle with. So if you have a certain topic that you'd like me to cover, then just comment down below and then I'll get onto that in this series. Also, like, share, subscribe again, and then share again. I'll work on that. Okay, catch you later, guys.